In this video, what we're going to do is we're going to load all of the files that we need to do this onto our computer and then upload the files that Linux needs to the Linux machine. And this is actually a little bit trickier than it sounds. So first thing we need to do, we need to start off by going onto the internet and downloading a program called FileZilla. Let's go ahead and download this. Just download the basic free run. And go ahead and open it up and start installing it. I'm just leaving all the default options for this. So now that we have that downloaded, we can go ahead and click Finish, and it will open up FileZilla. So what we need to do now is we need to download the files we'll need. So go back to your web browser. So I've included below in the description a link to these files. So you just want to go there and download these files to your machine. And you'll see it's called mirthtutorialfiles.zip. Just go ahead and click download and download anyway. It just says that the install files are too large to be scanned by an antivirus, but all the big stuff is Linux related, so that's not a problem. So go ahead and click save file. And once this is done, we can go ahead and just open up the zip file, and we can close out of our web browser. I'll minimize FileZilla for now. So what we have in here is this folder called MirthPack. And in this folder, we have these 4 different files here. You will need to keep a hold of test message, transformer, and the command cheat sheet, and just save that to your desktop. But for the Linux side of things, you need to upload this mirthpack.tar.gz file. So I'm just going to go ahead and put everything on the desktop for now. So once that's done, we can go back to FileZilla. And in the host bar up here, I'm going to put the IP address of our Linux machine. In this case, if we go to our Linux machine, and I log in as Mirth with the password for Mirth, do IPA. So you can see down here I have the IP address 172.16.40.244. And if I do a LSL, you can see there's no files currently in our home directory. So we need to remember that IP address, and I'm going to switch back to Windows. And at this point I'm going to enter in that IP address, 172.16.40.244. It may be completely different for you. You just want to make sure that it matches your iNet address. So I'm going to log in as the user Mirth with the password for Mirth, and then for port I'm going to leave it as 22, and then click Quick Connect. And you can go ahead and just leave it as save passwords if you want to, and we can ignore that. And there we go. So right here, what you see is 2 different panes of information. So on this half, on the leftmost part, you have your personal computer that you're currently on, and on the other part, you have your Linux computer, your Linux server. But what we want to do is we want to take the file we extracted and upload it to our virtual machine. So in this case, I put it into the desktop of my personal computer. So I'm going to open up desktop. And here you can see I have the mirthpack.tar.gz file. And what I can do is I can just click and drag it over to the other window here, and it will start uploading our file. And now I can switch back to Linux. And from here, I can do a LSL. You can see I now have the Mirth pack. So to extract this now, I can do tar xf, and then type in the letter M, and then tab, and it will autocomplete that. And you can just hit enter, and it will go ahead and extract those. So now after running tar xf, I can do LSL. You can see I have a new folder called Mirth files. If I change directory, cd into Mirth files, LSL, you can see I have 4 different files in here now. I have MirthConnect, the Mirth service, mirth.php, and the Oracle Java installer. And from here, you're good to go onto the installation.